Hey, good afternoon. It's your girl Jersey Love Steph, and wherever you are, I just want to welcome you in. Um, I was just taking a break. I needed to get something to eat again, and if you come in, I just wanted to talk to you for a couple minutes. If you can, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. But I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt. I'm not the greatest aunt. I don't really spend much time with my nieces and nephews, but I do know them. I'm a great aunt, but I don't really get to spend too much time with my immediate family. I'm working a lot, and I'm going to try to change that. But, anyways, no regrets because I have to work, right? But um, there is some things that you want to share, but you won't because it will separate your channel. There's certain things that bother me that it it's not for everybody's ears to hear. Between me and God, that's it. I bring my problems, but sometimes those. Hey Barry, welcome in. Happy Wednesday, Hump Day, right? We're halfway through. Well, I work till Saturday. Are you working today? I um I was thinking we are I wanted to say this. As a parent or anything, maybe you have a friend or, something like that. We can be an enabler or we could be someone who stands their ground even though it's really hard, and it is really hard when it's someone close to you. And none of us are perfect. Oh, I see a blue jay. None of us really have all the answers, but in the Bible we could go there and use examples. And also in our life, like, we have to kind of look at the examples. Maybe we're going through a rough time right now. We have to really kind of, God doesn't want us staying in pain the whole entire time. But if we have caused these problems on ourselves, or someone has caused a lot of problems, they have to process it and learn from that lesson. If we enable them by, let's say, bailing them out continuously, whether it's our children, you know, or adults, maybe it's our spouse or something like that, but they keep, turning to the same thing, or they're repeating the same thing over and over. The only time we learn a lesson is when it's painful for us. Sometimes people learn without that, but a lot of times, like, and it's a consequence. It could be consequences of other people that cause us to have to pay money or whatever, or it costs us a lot of time. So let's say I'm going to give myself for an example. Now, this could be something you bring on yourself, or it could be something somebody else does. So for me, I carry a lot of my stress in my stomach. So for me, if I don't watch myself and kind of like decompress and kind of just at least share with somebody or bring it to God, I carry this stress inside of me. And the thing is, too, I have to remember that I cannot physically change somebody. It's impossible, and this is what a lot of parents do, or a lot of people, because we don't want to see people in pain, right? It's just natural. We don't want to see them, and we hate people when they're not hate people, but we hate when people are, hey, back, I don't know, Baga Pink. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in. Smash that like, guys, if you're out there, please. Um, our let's say for me, for example, like when I get stressed out, or let's say I watch the news, um, you can you could carry that stress around because you start to get like it like aggravates you. You know what I'm saying? So instead of like thinking happy thoughts, you're thinking like, oh, they just stress me out. But the thing is, we have to bring it to God, lay it down, because we're not responsible for somebody else's actions. And it hurts us when we do something. Let's say we're speeding. Okay, there's a reason. I go usually 5 miles over. Okay, no, I don't condone speeding. But some people go 25 miles over. Now you have, so naturally, the police usually give us a ticket. Sometimes they give you mercy, and that's like a blessing if you have mercy. But a lot of times we get a ticket. And the way it stings us is we have to pay these fines, plus we have to pay the insurance premium, and we wind up, we don't want to repeat these mistakes, but some people, we just haven't bled foot, right? So we wind up paying, but it costs so much money, But either we could learn from the lesson, or we could wind up just keep paying this expensive price. So that's like with other people too. Bailing your kids out is not always a good idea. And I'm speaking as a parent. I'll help my kids, but the thing is you want them to learn a lesson, because nobody is excluded, whether you're an adult or a child, a grandmother, whether you have a lot of money or little money. Maybe you have, like, you could pay a lawyer or something. That's a difference between people with a lot of money and people with low money. We don't have this money for a very expensive lawyer, so a lot of times they get off by paying the lawyers. Okay, let that you know what it is. They pay the lawyers, and they just pay a lot of money out to get the charges downgraded or whatever. Hey, Kuka Nana. Hey, aloha. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. So for us, I can't afford to pay an expensive lawyer, okay? So for me, I can't afford, to pay an extra brick. So for me, I really am careful the way I'm walking. It's not like I'm perfect, but I want to be careful, because to pay out this money, I don't have it, and try to keep yourself out of credit debt, right? That's just how it is. But so for sometimes our kids just continuously will get into trouble and stuff like that. And, it comes to a point where they have to understand, you can't, maybe some parents will, but they'll never learn a lesson if they don't have to actually work for this money and actually process that. They need to want that change, and even if they don't, they see that, hey, I'm going down the wrong path. I definitely need to change. So it's either we could make that choice on our own, or it winds up happening, right? So that's what I'm talking about, being an enabler. And it's the same thing with supporting people. If people are full of hatred, or they're full of this, don't even give them your time, because your time is precious, valuable. Whereas, you don't support them, they don't have that brick from you. We all support somebody, right? So if somebody's full of hatred and stuff like that, why even waste your time and your mind? Because that's going into your mind, and whatever goes into your mind, it's like a little seed, not that we want it to stay there, so we reject it, Reject that. You don't have to listen to that. So we be careful what we don't be an enabler by even supporting people who are just full of hatred, you know, and snuff out. It's basically you snuff out their flame. And a lot of people pull back instead of giving them spotlights and giving them your time and giving them your campaign money. No, snuff it out. But oh, the birds are so cute. So that's one, just a little piece of advice. So if you find yourself that you're trying to carry somebody else's weight, understand that you're not responsible. You can help somebody, but you can't continuously bail somebody out because they never learn that lesson. You know, it's like this when the teacher can teach when the student is ready to learn. And we all have a lesson we all have something that we can learn from and whatever we're going through in our life. None of us are immune from that, but you can also teach people how they can treat you. And whether they accept it or not, you can just put your foot down and let them know how you want to be treated. So you don't enable them by let them treat you a certain way. You put up there's guards. So I don't know. Oh my God, this bird is so pretty. Well, that's all I want to say. I'm gonna get going, I guess. And that's so pretty, Kukiana. So I don't know. So whatever you think, let me know what you think in the comments. What's the best lesson either you have had to teach somebody or what somebody has taught you? I don't know why the phone keeps going in and out like that. I'm not even, it just keeps going in and out. It's really pretty over here. I don't think anybody's out there, but I don't know if you can hear me. But thank you for coming in, guys, and you make the choice whether to enable somebody, you know, and just know that I understand it's hard as being a parent, but sometimes the hardest part is having tough love, because you got to stand your ground and let the kids know, like, you got to learn a lesson from this. It's just the way it is, you know. It's so hard as a parent, but that's the only way we all learn. None of us are immune, whether, you know, because we were kids at one time, right? And the parents usually know best. But you know, ask for advice. You need a support group too. I mean, we don't go through parenting, we don't raise kids by ourselves. It's just not possible. You need people that you could call on, you know. And I've had my struggles with parenting, you know. Hasn't been like a walk in the park. But wherever you are, there's support groups too. You know, you just need a couple good people that you could call on that will give you good advice. Whether you know, it's hard sometimes, but people can help you out, you know. All right, guys. Well, have a great day. Hey, Juice World. Nice to see you. Well, that's it, guys. I was talking about, Juice World, I was talking about being an enabler, and then some ways we can not enable people, even for ourselves, you know. We do have to go through lessons, or we don't change. Change is so hard. It's so painful sometimes, but it's so necessary. We never stay the same. Nobody really stays the same. Every day is new. And we could always make a new leaf, you know. Just step by step. It takes time. All right, so have a wonderful day, guys. God bless.